So now first we have the industry presentation. I'll like to call on stage Mr. Sunil Dahiya, EVP Skilling, Vadhwani Foundation.
So before the slides come up, let me tell you what Vadhwani Foundation does, and I think that will be part of the slide so we can run it fast. So we are a philanthropic organization working in 28 countries, and the whole objective is skilling, entrepreneurship, and digital transformation of the government. So we work on these three in 28 countries, and when I say philanthropy, all what we do is completely at no cost to anyone. It's absolutely free for academia, for industry, for government, for anybody who wants to use it. So I think this is what I was trying to say. So there is, while we work in so many countries, the key aspect which you try to drive is the skilling aspect from end to end, from mobilization to counseling to skilling to post-skilling and after you get into a job. That's one part. And when you look at the entrepreneurship part, it is inspire and educate, MVP development, product market fit, and growth acceleration. So basically, if a student is interested in entrepreneurship and wants to move from a practice venture to a real venture, we guide the student in colleges all along the journey. Similarly, if the student is in skilling, then a student could be in ITI, Polytechnic, colleges, engineering colleges, or even schools. We help them in getting skilled as we move forward. So yeah, let's move to the next slide. So what we know already, I think, our earlier panelists and many of our colleagues have already spoken about it. If you look at it on one side, the problem is, just go back on the earlier one. So if the one side, the problem is there are not enough jobs for students who are passing out. So is India producing the number of jobs equivalent to the number of students passing out? No. On the other side, there's a whole startup ecosystem which is supposed to, come up to a level where they can produce millions of jobs so that they both go hand in hand. So either job creation or job fulfillment. Both the sides are a problem. So when it comes to the piece on, creating, let's move forward. Okay, so and then the other issue, degree holders, when they graduate, industry says they are not employable. So all this is what we are hearing about. So let's go to the summary of this. So next one. So if you look at it, what is the key aspect today? Upskilling of youth on competencies is critical. Second aspect, if you look at it from encourage the youth to aspire to be job creators versus job seekers. See, I'll give you this example. We manage Mexico, Brazil. If there are, in a class, if there are 50 students and you ask them in a class, how many of you want to get into a job? In India, 99% of the hands will go up. In Mexico, 99% hands will go up that they don't want jobs, they want to get into a startup. So this is the whole difference if you look at from the global different countries' perspective. So they are kind of fed from schooling system that set up your own job and create jobs. So that's the dynamics which we see. So, and of course, making the technology as our best friend as we move forward. Now coming to the second part of this piece. So we all heard about co-pilots, we all heard about, so what's happening today? If you look at it, first 18 months back came co-pilots, then came action pilots. And today as we talk, it is called conversational AI. So if you look at how things are evolving is at a rapid space. And what does it do? It tells the industry to also change accordingly. Then come back to academia. How will academia keep pace with it? So what I'm going to present to you, as a demo is a real co-pilot which we have created for students. And there are many of them, but I'll just give a demo of only one because of the time constraint. So if you look at it, the co-pilots are, just go forward on the slide. Next, 9, So these are the 4 co-pilots which we have made and is available for anyone to use. My Career Coach, a co-pilot who can help you to decide which career do you want to move into. my tutor. Imagine on your mobile phone, you have a tutor who can speak your language, who can answer your questions, and no one is judging you. It's right on your with your headphone and your mobile. Then next one, my interview coach. You want to go for an interview, and when you are going for an interview, you want to prepare for interview. How can a generative AI engine help you prepare for interview with no one judging you? That's the key part here. And of course, the faculty mentor, being a teacher, you want to know how do you teach this concept, and with an example which is global, or with an example which is local, or an example which is country specific, or teacher wants to create on the fly only 5 questions on a particular topic, or 3 questions on a particular topic. Press a key and Gen AI generates it. So what I'm going to do is, since time is limited, while all the 4 are operational today, I'll give you a demonstration on the pilot, which is to do with my interview prep. So we already spoke to one volunteer, so I would request Snehal to please come forward, and give a hand to Snehal. She's from Singat Business School. Please come forward. So we'll give you a live demonstration of how does a co-pilot work. So so the objective here is Snehal is preparing for interview. Now this Gen AI model understands all job roles in the world. So let me give you the background. So what Snehal need to do is just before you start. So imagine you are a student, you are practicing interview. Now just wait, please. Okay. Now pick up the job role for which you want to give the interview for. And after you pick up the job role, it will automatically generate questions for you, which will be asked in interview. And it will give you a feedback on all those questions, and plus you attempt just one of them, just one, and then we'll see, how does the Gen AI solves the problem. Okay, so can we? Okay, till this comes up, this is one application of interview prep. It has to be connected. We'll just ensure the connectivity is there. The other aspect which I told you about is my tutor. Again, if you go on your mobile phone, and you can imagine when you're learning any lesson, there's a tutor with you, and you can stop. And by the way, this tutor can speak any language: Marathi, English, Hindi, Bangla, Tamil, Telugu, any of the language possibility. So from a student standpoint, you have a tutor in your hands. That's the way it works. Okay, let me also give you a few more aspects to this. One aspect is the teacher part, the student part. These 2 are there, and then the industry part. So which is to do with typically so now it is working. So let's move to this. Yeah. So Snehal just just see here. So Snehal just speak out or type in which job role interview do you want to prepare for? Which one? IoT specialist. Right. So you can choose any job role you want. So she types in IoT specialist. Okay. Now when you say next, now imagine the Gen AI engine is generating the questions. So if you see now, these are the domain questions on the top, and these are general questions below. Now Snehal will pick up any of the question on the top or below, whichever, and just try to answer that in the machine, right? Right to the machine. So pick up any question from the top. Questions could be anything. How would you explain IoT to someone with non-technical background, or could you explain what IoT means, or could you describe a project? Anything. These are the interview questions.
Background.
Okay, so pick up that question, please. Yeah, now say next. Now what happens is, here is an interviewer. Just go to the audio and play it there. Okay.
Am I supposed to answer this?
Yeah, just for a second. Let's hear the audio. And now she will answer it, and the machine will generate the entire response on how good or bad she was. But since she has already said she doesn't know about it, so anyway, let her answer whatever she feels. So that's okay.
How would you explain IoT to someone with no technical background?
Yeah, so the question was read out as, how would you explain IoT for somebody who is not technical background? Just speak into the, so once he presses, yeah, go ahead now.
Okay. So IoT, for explaining IoT is Internet of Things. How would you embed Internet into certain machines which we are using on regularly utility basis?
Okay. Just press stop, please. Okay, now she answered it. And now what happens is, there's so many things, so we'll just remove So the question was read out how recent IoT somebody is not, we'll remove all that part. Just let's go to what she replied. No, she didn't reply this, right?
No,
So remove.
I did reply.
You did
this.
reply this.
I
Okay,
did.
so press submit then. Okay, now on the basis of your reply, now the generative AI response automatically generates her response. So on a scale of 5, persuasiveness was 2, strength, weaknesses, and recommendations. Detailing was 2, word choice. Did she use the right words? Did she use filler words? Overall ranking came as 2.25. Now, mind you, she can practice this as many times and it will give her the strength, the weaknesses, and how can you improve on it. Now, this is a Gen AI solution available for every student who wants to practice any job role, any of any type, fresher or lateral, and they can prepare for interview before going for interview, but they have to score more than 4 on 5 to really be prepared for the interview. Sorry for all some hiccups in between, but I hope we are able to just show you one demonstration. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much, Nehal. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you so
thank you
much.
so much.
All right.
Thank
Let's give her a hand, please. She volunteered to come forward. Okay. Yeah. Sure, please. Okay. See, we purposely have not trained the AI to give the right answer, because otherwise students will immediately pick the right answer and they'll mug it up. So what we have told them is it will keep on telling them, sorry, you are using something like जैसे हम लोग बात करते हैं, so stop using So when you do it again, you speak less. It will say filler words, you have gone better. So it will not give the answer ever. It will always ask him to do better and better and better and better. So this is one AI tool which I just explained to you, generated by Gen AI. And then you can practice this as many times the student wants. And by the way, this is in English as well as Hindi as of now, and as well as and the My Tutor is in every language of the country. So thank you so much. This was all. Sorry for a small hiccup in between due to connectivity, but thanks a lot. Thank you. All right.
A token of appreciation for Mr. Sunil Dahiya.